What are the top three metrics you insist on seeing before you do anything else? What is most important to you?
Interesting. Well, we definitely look into, what products, what services a company are selling now. Like we absolutely need to know what the profit margins look like on that, what your costs are. Like if we don't see that almost accounting statement of your core solutions, then we don't know how much margin we have to play with. We don't know where we can grow. So I mean, we look at the internal costing around whatever a company's doing. Then we look at price. So your top line price against the industry. That's a huge one for us because, I mean, we hear this all the time. Most people are not charging enough, but just saying that is not enough. We need to know not only what other people are charging, but what package of services you're giving under that, what value. Well, like really, how do you prove it? And then I'm not sure the exact kind of name of this metric, but we want to know, we want to try to put a dollar value to the value of your service to people and then bring your price in beneath that. We always want to make sure that the value that people are getting always feels like it's a little bit further than what they needed to give you because that's where you get your customer loyalty. That's where you get repeat business. That's where you grow your reputation as being high value. So those internal costs, your pricing, that overall value, I mean, if we get into the marketing side of things, we've got our ROAS, our cost per click, our lifetime values. There are other numbers that come in beneath that, but platforms generally, it's rare that we have a platform where people want that platform just to do the same thing better. Typically, it's we want to upgrade, we want to add in more services, we want this platform to extend what we do as a company. So we're looking at upgrading the value of everything they do with the platform so they can do what they do better and then add on extra pieces. And with all the automations you can do now, usually that's providing more information faster in different forms to your clients, whether it's trades, whether it's procurement, whether it's finance in any area. There are quite a few, but it's a little unique kind of case to case.
And so, speaking of that, I just thought of that. What is the ideal customer for you? Like, what stage are they in? Small to medium sized companies? Large organizations, big corporations? From an
I'd
ICP, which
say
one is that?
Absolutely. I'd say there are two islands within that. So when someone wants a platform where this is the platform that's going to let them grow. So these are where we get most of our custom platform builds. Those are your medium-sized companies. They're going to be, 2, 3, 4 million up to maybe 10. So they're on the small to medium size. They have enough cash. They know what they're doing. They know they've proven their concept. They've got a healthy audience base and customer base, but now they need to wire it all together. They want to automate information from their suppliers, from their partners. They want to feed it to customers more easily, more effectively. They want to add in more services to that. And then the second island would be our large, even enterprise clients. They typically are not looking for a new platform, but they're looking for custom integrations. And what typically comes in, and back to what you were talking about the tech stack,
Hmm.
typically they're heavily ingrained in what they've been using. It's extremely difficult for us to walk in and say, just cut this, do that. They're very ingrained. So we end up building what we call middleware. So we will essentially a custom integration on steroids. It's not just about wiring each system together. We'll create a center portal. We'll create a front end that goes out to their technicians, their field offices, their other business units. It's adding it onto the framework that they already have. And then we'll still run our rationalization software. And if there's something that is absolutely blinking red and we can make a good argument, we may take it out. But a lot of this is meeting companies where they are, with the problems they're facing, what they know they need, and we build custom into that rather than trying to come in and say, wipe the slate clean, trust us, do this entire re-implementation, and it'll all work out in the end. We try to meet them where we are.
And you do a little bit of reality check, I'm assuming, with them, right? So basically, sometimes the expectation needs to be managed, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That can be a bit of a minefield. I mean, I some love it. Some you walk in and they're like, okay, I know what I don't know. Rip this apart. I want all the questions. And other times you're walking on eggshells. You want to make sure you're only adding, not taking away. You're only complementing what's there. But typically, once we get into performance, that opens up either way. I mean, if they aren't open to the conversation initially, When we launch that first module, that first pilot, and we show we can get you a little better of a margin, a little more profit, open up a market over here that you couldn't get into before, the conversation gets better and better. Okay, what are the larger processes that we can optimize or that we can cut away or that we can reinvent? That's always a moving target, those reality check conversations, but they get easier and easier.